Hi, I'm Howard Hewett. My friends and I, we've been in this music game for a long time. So now we want to share some experiences, some insights, and most of all, some advice with you. Welcome to the industry with Howard Hewett. I want everybody to just sit back, kick back, relax with me. And my first guess, what I wanted to do with this was have somebody on that's like my ace, somebody that I have experienced so many things with through music and through experiences and just life on the road and friendship and everything. And this is my ace boom coon, my BTTB, brother to the bone.
Yeah.
Mr. Micki Free. What's up, brother?
What's going on, Howie? What's going on?
How you doing?
Always good. You know that. Always good to see you.
So, BTT, first of all, let's just talk about BTTB. Brothers to the bone. But check it out. Hold up. Because see, we having a conversation here, but we got other people sitting here and wondering what, some of the things that we're talking about. See,
right.
Let me give you a little history as far as Micki Free and myself is concerned. Like when I was in Shalamar, and when Jeffrey and Jolie split, I wanted to do a solo situation, but Dick Griffey said, "Well, no, you got 2.5 years left on your contract, so you can either spend that 2.5 years in court trying to get out of it, which was not going to happen."
Your favorite thing. I'll get right on that, Dick.
My favorite thing is sit in court. Or else you can. He said you can go to Europe where Jeffrey and Jody went, or you can do another Shalamar album.
Right.
Which of course I opted for the Shalamar album, and so Studio Masters. You were working with Leon.
Right? and Foster Silvers.
And Foster Silvers, Leon Silvers and Foster Silvers, and so I was recording in there, just recording some stuff, and I used to see this cat walking around all the time. And we hollered at each other a couple times, and then we started talking. Then we just got to be cool, got real cool. And then after I talked to Leon, talked to Dick Griffey, who was the owner of Solar, and we decided, okay, we're gonna bring Micki Free into the group. And from that point on, I'm trying to tell you. BTTB, brothers to the bone.
To the bone, ladies and gentlemen.
We had, okay, go. Because I remember the first thing. One of the first thing we did up in San Francisco or something like that at that place. I forget the name of the place. And we had all the press people up there. Well, okay, some things we can't talk about.
Some things we can't talk about
on
excuse
camera,
me, if you know what I mean. Yeah,
exactly.
And I don't, my memory's not that sharp right now. Is that one of those times?
That's one of those times.
Moving right along, meeting Howard Hewett, folks, who's still my main man, and he knows he could count on me in a dark room coming up behind him saying, Micki, I'm gonna be up here on the left. Where you gonna be? Well, I'm gonna be right behind you on the right in a dark room, so he knows I'm gonna be right there.
Exactly.
But to talk about that, brothers to the bone, to me means the closest thing you can get to being flesh and blood.
Exactly.
Brothers. And that's how me and Howard Hewett are. From our experiences and exciting times of traveling across Europe, through America, of finding a new girl in Shalamar. That's the X-rated version.
That was a whole nother thing.
That's the X-rated version
of the whole tour.
Thank you.
That whole tour was insane.
Okay. But I want to clear something up very quickly, that I am an angel. Because you know what I'm saying, Howard?
Okay.
How all that negativity.
That's why you got that red on.
Because I'm just... That's wrong, man. That's just
you
wrong.
got all that red on and stuff.
I just wanted to red's my signature color. But
Man,
you know, yeah.
But we had some great times, and still having great times.
Totally.
When we did the
We've been
Shalamar
blessed.
thing, and,
We've been blessed.
And with the solo career. So about your solo career, since Shalamar.
Well, I mean, you know, since the days that I haven't been to Shalamar, I did what I do, which is I'm a simple blues rock based guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that when you approached me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one of the threads that me and you have together, our basic love of blues-esque,
jazz
type music.
Right.
That's why, to me, when we do our thing together as Shalamar or Hewett Free or whatever we do, we can relate to me because of my guitar style and your vocal sense.
It's a whole combination thing.
Yes.
It's like one thing is not prominent over the other, even in all of music, because the whole thing is about a marriage, between melody, between tracks, between vocals. Everything has its place.
Yes.
And so once a musician, because I consider myself a musician too, I play vocals.
That's what you are.
You know, so once a musician understands that marriage and that combination, that's when like magic starts happening.
I agree.
As far as that whole thing.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm jamming with Carlos Santana when I do my thing, and Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top and stuff. But I got to tell you, when we do For the Lover in You, you know what I'm saying? And I take my little solo, and you come over and step on that side of the stage, and that Howard Pretty Beautiful side, and I follow you on guitar. That's what it's all about to me.
Yeah.
Connecting with you in that way as a musician. But the audience can tell, as we can tell, that me and you are friends, man, that we are tight, that we are connecting.
Connected.
You dig what I'm saying?
See, the thing is it's about connecting and stuff. There was a time, long time ago, when we did at Radio City, we did a thing that tribute to Miles Davis.
To Miles Davis.
Around midnight.
Midnight.
And it was just the whole
Bill Cosby and everybody. Remember?
Everybody.
Radio City?
Yeah. It was just me and Free. Me and you.
We didn't even have a girl in them days, remember?
Yeah.
Yes. I loved it.
And the whole and just the stage of Radio City anyway. I love that stage because it's so huge and a lot of room to just do your thing, and but the combination, like we said before, the combination of feeling each other with guitar, vocal,
totally.
It's like, it's amazing. It's
unpretentious and raw and real. That's how I describe that. When you sing, I can go to a place on guitar that's a natural thing, complementing what you're doing. That's just how it is with me.
Yeah.
And a great singer, which you are. To me, moving right along with that. But off the record, yes. We're coming up in the elevator, Howard. Bill Cosby said to me, do you remember Bill? Right. I had on like that black, Losing Bond was making our clothes at that time, and I had on that black eyelash jacket. Bill Cosby says, does your mama know you go out looking like that? Do you remember that in the elevator that came up from the floor of Radio City?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
It came up. I'll never forget that.
So check it out. We're gonna wrap. We'll be right back with more conversation with my man Micki Free. Man, because this is the first time we hung out in a long time, in a while.
For a minute,
I think we went last time we went
Unsung.
Unsung.
Unsung, your story on Unsung.
But we didn't get to hang out.
No, that was business where you got in trouble, actually. That we're not going to do on this show.
We won't go on this one.
Thank you.
I'm out of the doghouse now, so I enjoy it. I enjoy my freedom.
For now.
But now, man, because when we sit down and we talk, I remember so much stuff and how, like I said, out on the road. I remember because see, I used to be, I would love to go to malls.
Me too.
Yeah, I know you did. But see, I would want to go to mall. I put on my baseball hat, my jacket, whatever. I'm in and out. I don't take bodyguards. I didn't take bodyguards.
Right.
I just love to be just able to go and get in and out.
Right.
And so like, then you would go, what you doing, Howie?
Can I go with you?
Man, I'm going to the mall. Oh, I want to go too. I'm like, dude, because Mickey would go. He get dressed like this to go to the mall, and like we go inside. We would go inside, and they wouldn't even know who we were or whatever. I'd have my baseball hat. All of a sudden, people be gathering around.
Yeah.
Who's Mickey? Who's Mickey Free? And then this time we were in Myrtle Beach.
Oh.
So
no.
I was gonna go down to the beach, just chill, hang out.
Yeah. Oh
chill.
yeah.
Mickey says, you know, man, let me go with you, man. Let me go with you. So I said, okay, cool, man. We got, you know, you got some stuff together. I got my stuff.
Right.
Walking down to the beach, we got there, and like, you know, I got my shorts on, my beach shorts on, you know, long all the way down to here, whatever. And Mickey you get your stuff together, take your stuff. You got a thong Speedo on.
Okay, now wait a minute. It wasn't exactly like that. Now you know I was kind of princely influenced in those days. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to go to the beach to hang out with you and everything, but you know I broke out my kind of princely looking
Prince thong. Prince.
We don't have to keep saying it's a thong. Howard Hewett. Was it a thong?
It was a thong.
It was a thong.
It was a
Okay.
thong. I said, dude, go back and get some beach shorts on, man. It was funny, man. It was funny.
In those days, for real though, when you would try to slide in and slide out and but you was already Howard Hewett and out there and stuff, and I was just like on like starting to blossom, you know, starting to blossom. Yeah. And so I was like, and I had been in the Gene Simmons camp and you know the rock world.
When we see each other at Studio Masters, it was like I was like, oh, this is Prince dude.
Yeah,
you know, Prince nigga.
Yeah, because it was that time, and I was influenced by Hendrix.
It was the 80s.
It's the 80s.
It was the 80s.
Not that we older or anything, but you know the 80s.
We're
older.
We're older. See,
like fine wine.
I like older. That 2-year-old out there is getting older. You know, I like that.
It.
That's what I like.
Yeah, so. And what I don't like is the time you left me. If we're gonna be talking about funny stuff, the time. Oh yeah, why are you laughing? The time that ladies and gentlemen, yes, right there. We are on a tour of America, trying to find the new girl in Shalamar.
Oh yeah. There was a search for the girl in Shalamar.
Search for the girl in Shalamar because there wasn't a girl.
Right.
You know, we're trying to find that one replacement that you had to approve. You know what I'm saying? And I was like the little guy on your shoulder whispering, I don't think so.
I don't think so. It was crazy.
So we're up in the Hilton, and we had been there for like a week or something, eating escargot like we always did, our routine every night. Yeah. We come back, snails. People's like, snails. And me and I would be like, yes, these are delightful. At that time, you know, we was rolling hard, and friends of ours were like Billy Idol and Steve Stevens. Remember? In the day. So we go there and have our little routine. And have our fun, have our little glass of wine. That's when I started drinking red wine, remember?
Yep.
And then one day, Howard just woke up, ladies and gentlemen, and just left me. He just left me on the road.
I forget exactly what was happening.
You had to do something back home.
I had to go.
You had to go.
And when I left, that's when you met your next wife.
Moving right along to commercial. Moving right along to that commercial. No comprende. No comprende.
Man, we had so much fun.
You left me. You went back home, and I was supposed to look for a girl that didn't exist. Because if I found her, it wouldn't have worked anyway. Because you had to pick her.
But you remember New York? We did New York.
Yes.
And the people auditioned there.
Yes.
And one of the girls that auditioned was Dawn Lewis.
Yes.
Dawn Lewis, and then she came back she moved here.
Yes.
And got with a different world, you know. And
our friends still to this day.
And we're still friends.
Yes.
I mean, one of my dear friends.
I remember.
And for years, because she came out and she auditioned in fishnet, had these long legs, fishnet stockings.
Mercy.
And so for years, I called her Fishnet.
I remember it too.
Even when she was on Different World,
right?
Because I couldn't remember her name at the thing. But I called her Fishnets. And man, so that we saw some great talent when we were out there.
Honestly, it was really hard because we did see a lot of very
good talent,
talented women
across the country.
Yeah,
across the country. It was a very very good time. Like I said, we had fun and stuff. So we're gonna come back again, talk about some things as far as the industry is concerned, which I'm pretty sure you all will be interested in. So peace. We'll be right back. I'm here with Micki Free, my dear friend.
Yeah,
Peace,
baby.
BTTB.
To the bone.
To the bone, to the bone. Well, man, you know, the last like couple years have been like crazy. I mean, crazy for the music business as far as people that we've lost. You know, David Bowie, George Michael. You know, I mean,
From the Eagles.
from the Glenn Frey from the Eagles. You know, I mean, just crazy stuff. But you know, one of the most devastating ones. I mean, it's all devastating.
Right.
But one of the ones that hit me seriously was Prince, man. I mean, for as musicians, we all know. I mean, Prince was the cat that you looked at.
Yes.
You know, and my daughter's always, you know, amazed when I say that every time, you know, I would see Prince, you know, performance-wise and stuff, how inadequate I would feel as a musician. It's like, you know, oh man, I gotta step my game up.
I hear you, Howard.
Because every time you saw him, the precision, it's just, I was a fan.
Right.
I still am. Still am a
we
fan.
all were.
Yeah, still am. Still am a fan. Yeah. So, you know, I know you work a lot with him also.
Oh yeah, brother. I mean, you know, besides the fact, like we just talked about, the world mourned Prince when he died.
Yeah.
People like you and I that actually had a relationship with Prince. But I want the audience to understand that we're not saying that we were part of the revolution or Prince's camp or anything like that. No. We were just, you as a artist, Prince respected what you did and your voice and so forth and so on. And Prince and I started to hang out based upon music and girls. You know, and fashion and all that.
Fashion.
And fashion.
Oh, yeah. And fashion.
And okay.
Girls and fashion.
And fashion.
Yeah, exactly.
And we became friends. You know?
I remember the first time I met Prince.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
First time I met Prince, because like I said, I'm a fan. I'm not a fan of you know, to me a fan is somebody that regardless of what that artist does, they're gonna support it. You know, you're gonna support it. You might not like it. You might not like everything. I didn't like everything that Prince did. There were some things that, you know, were kind of like, okay, I'm in the yard, you know, but the gate's still open. You can come back in anytime, you know. But I'm gonna support it. I'm gonna go support it. But the first time I met him, I was playing this club in Minneapolis, right? Dude, I was playing my Live to Track show. I didn't even have my band, so my Live to Track show, the way I put the thing together, was crazy. So like, you know, I finished my show, killed, right? And I'm in the dressing room, then knock on the door, open the door, chick, the
big
bodyguard,
wrestler chick.
He's down there. He says, Prince would like to see you, and I'm like, Prince would like to see you? I said, you serious? He said, yeah. And so I said, dude, okay, cool, right? So I got my dried off and everything, and then I followed him up. It was like a three-story club. So I followed him up to the third floor, and we're walking down the little hallway, I remember, and there was this alcove with curtains, you know, closed, bodyguard on this side, bodyguard on that side. And I come and they open up the curtain, right? I walk in, and there's Prince with his cane,
holding court
hat. You know, it was just me and him in there. Wasn't nobody.
But that's the way he did it.
Yeah, I know. It's just like hat cocked to the side, perfect. You know, dude was clean. I'm like, what's up, man? You know, and so we start talking, and he expressed. He said, you know, Prince. Yeah, I love the show, man. Yes. I love the show. The show's great.
Yeah,
right?
and that voice.
And I'm like, thank you, man, because it was my Live to Track show. You know, so I would say, okay, I didn't hook this thing up. A huge compliment. And then we talked about different situations as far as music is concerned. Then I got into the spirituality thing with him, you know, because I always wondered where he was coming from.
Yes.
You know, spiritually, you know, and because 1 minute, especially back then, 1 minute he could be over here and then
wearing bikini underwear.
Exactly.
And the next
he's
I hear you.
You know, the whole thing.
Of course.
So like, you know, we kind of discussed that, and as you know, because as an artist, I believe that we won't see we won't see the majority. We'll never meet the majority of the people that listen to our music, but we are still responsible for them and what we say.
No doubt.
You know, so we talked about that a little bit, and it was just an amazing. We talked for about an hour and a half in that.
But it was
like
deep, one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like when you would meet Prince, like one-on-one.
Yeah.
It was different from adoring him from afar and just his music as we know.
Yeah.
You know.
Remember that Dave Chappelle thing, man?
Oh man. You know, right? And you know that's a true story because I called you from Prince's house when it came out.
The Charlie Murphy's
True Hollywood stories. Charlie's.
Yeah.
And it started out like, as you know, Shalamar got a new girl in the band. Shalamar got a new girl in the band.
And this cat named Micki Free. When I saw that though, it was like some people called me about it, and they said, "Man, you got to see that Dave Chappelle thing." They mentioned Micki Free in there.
Right.
And when I saw it, everything that they talked about, I called the people back, whoever it was. I said, "No, that really happened." Micki called me from Shorecast's house.
From his house.
when they were played basketball in his heels.
When it happened. Totally. We was at a club that me and you used to go to sometimes, and at that time you happened not to be there. I was sitting with Prince holding court. Charlie and Eddie and Uncle Ray came in. True story. Prince said, "Let's go back to my house." So we said, okay. So we all went up to Prince's house. And then all of a sudden, it's us 6 and 30 girls. You know how it was in the day. And Prince looked up and said, "Let's play basketball." You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at Eddie Murphy because we knew Eddie from winning a Grammy for Beverly Hills Cop, me and you. So we knew Eddie. And Eddie's looking at me like, "Yeah, Free, we gonna ball." And I'm thinking, "Oh Lord, help me, Lord Jesus," because Prince is still in his shoes from the club, in his high heels from the club. And I'd never seen Prince play basketball.
And Eddie and them went and got balled down.
Eddie and Uncle Ray and Charlie went out to their limo and got their Adidas stuff on and their basketball shoes and everything. And I still had on my little outfit too. So, and we went out to the court, and people think it was a revolution, but it was us 6. Mm-hmm. And Prince said, "Give me back the ball." And I took it out. I gave Prince back the ball, and Howard, like I told you, he took it out, dribbled, fade away like Michael Jordan. For real.
Yeah.
He faded and hit that shot. I looked at Eddie like, yeah. And after that, from then on, we won. We came back in the house, and Prince's cook, Randy, made us blueberry pancakes. True story. Shirts against the blouses.
Let's have some pancakes.
Yeah, and I like the so much so that Prince put Chappelle's picture of him from that skit on his record. Breakfast.
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
That's right.
Breakfast, whatever it was called. And I like when Chappelle said, "You need to go purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka." Remember that? That was funny. But yeah, it was a true story.
True story.
Very true.
True story. Good. We'll be right back, y'all, with some more true stories. I got my man here, Micki Free.
We
go back.
We go way back.
Brothers to the bone.
To the bone, my brother.
Man,
the bone.
Do you remember first time we did together when you were with Shalamar, when you came to Shalamar? First time we did American Bandstand.
Oh Lord.
We're doing Dancing in the Sheets.
Lord.
Dancing in the Sheets was like Dancing in the Sheets. Dancing in the Sheets was the second biggest single Shalamar ever had.
I bought my mama a house from that money.
Yeah,
remember?
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yes,
and people don't understand that, but you know, Footloose was one of the biggest. Was the first of the big
movie soundtrack.
That
thing. Sold millions.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we received in the early '80s the triple platinum plaque, and that was when it was out a couple months. Triple platinum.
I thought, because I told you today I didn't have a triple, but look, right up there, it is, right there. That's it. I forgot.
I told you.
I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm sorry.
You was crying about you didn't have that plaque.
I'm gonna call RIAA
and get me
and
a
give
new
me a
one.
look.
I'm
I
looking
got
at you
actually.
like
I'm looking at it. I got 2 of them actually.
I'm looking at you like they gave you one. You're like, I wasn't there. Just like what you was going into when I fell. I'm busted my butt on American Bandstand. But did I represent?
It didn't miss a note.
Thank you.
Didn't miss a note or
Thank
beat.
you.
It was like, I mean, Micki was on his back and
doing the guitar solo.
Because my thing was like when you came in like that, I was to turn around.
Yeah. And I'd be there when
and I turn around and we do the thing. I turn around and you on the floor.
legs up in the air, right?
Legs up in the air. But like killing, man.
But come on. Go with me on this. I'm with Howard Hewett. I'm in Shalamar. My first break. National TV. Dick Clark's American Bandstand. I go for my one little solo in there and slip because the floor was so slippery. Fell on my booty.
And kept playing.
But I had to. And that was my rock experience. Gene Simmons, I could hear him. Go through it.
Keep on going.
Make
it work.
But you was kind of chuckling, looking at me like you had that Howard look at me like, "What you doing down there?"
I'm like,
you were
still going, man.
Yeah, man.
It was funny, man. It was so funny. But okay, let's talk about.
Are we getting serious?
Yeah, we're gonna get serious about music, because the show is also about life and about business.
Yeah.
Certain and giving information that people can use. That's like that
I actually could be helpful.
Helpful, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah, that can be helpful.
All right.
And like, especially people that are trying to break into the music business now. And we do on the Facebook fan page, we do this segment called Ask Howard. And I got a question one time about a month or so ago about about an older artist, how as an older artist, this lady was asking. She's never been in the music business at all, but she's a talented songwriter, singer, producer, whatever. And she was asking what advice I could give to how she could break into the music business. And one of the things, and I got ready to not take the question, because the last thing you want to do is dash anybody's hopes and dreams. Right. But when I thought about it, I thought about the fact that we have so many different ways of building a base. Not like back in the day. Back in the day, you had commercial radio. That was it.
And pounding the pavement, brother.
And out there doing your shows and stuff. But now there's so many different things as far as like social media is concerned, as far as the internet, as far as YouTube.
Yes.
What do you think about that? I mean, what's
I mean, like you said, for me and you in the day, pounding the pavement and radio. Remember our boy in New York, Johnny, WBLS? You introduced me to Frankie.
I know.
I loved Frankie Crocker. He was key in your career, in my career, before I even came in there pounding radio.
See, but that was back in the day.
That was back in the day.
That was back in the day when disc jockeys had autonomy of what they could play. They had control over what they could play. There was a good friend of mine. He passed away now, Butterball, WDAS in Philadelphia, and I mean, Butterball was instrumental in breaking Tina Marie, breaking all kind of acts back in the day. And I talked to Butterball about a few years before he passed away, and he's like, I had a single coming out. He said, "Oh man, I can give you a couple of good old boy spins, but but that's all I can do because now Clear Channel, Radio One, I forget what the other corporation is all about." On what they put on their playlist, and it's all about payola. It may be a different name.
Still.
They may do it under a different guise, but it's still the same thing.
Like in the day.
But see, that's what I like about now. Where you have social media.
Right.
And this is one of the things I told the young lady was that as an older artist coming in, her main thing, the
Experienced
main thing,
artist.
No, but
You, not older.
Well, older, but no, me. But
I'm
I'm
you know
talking about
saying?
this lady.
Yeah.
As an older artist trying to come into the business, her main
Her,
thing.
I got you.
Her main thing has to be her talent.
Totally.
Her talent has to be on point.
For
You know,
real.
because
Yes,
that's
yes,
you know that
yes.
whether it's singing,
Guitar,
songwriting, or whatever.
songwriting, pianist, yeah.
But
yeah.
with social media now, you can build a base.
Yeah.
You know, you can
Yes.
build your own audience. You have more control over your whole situation. And you can take it, you know, that's what most companies are looking for. Now, one of the things they say,
How's
well,
your
what
face-
is, yeah,
what's your
what
numbers
are
on
your
Facebook?
numbers? What are your
What's
numbers
your
on
numbers on
Facebook, on
Facebook?
social media?
It's true.
You know, and that's what a lot of it is today. And I think that I myself, I love it.
Right.
I love the fact that you can cut out that middleman, you know, and put your records out. You know, a lot of times, as far as like, you know, and it's a singles game now also, and it's not about making money on record sales. It's about record sales fueling a whole bunch of other stuff, all the other peripherals,
Right.
your branding situation. you
That's
know.
why record companies these days, the labels that are left, try to do that 360 deal.
Those
with
360,
you.
yeah.
The 360
Those
deals.
are 360 deals
Yes.
are like real prominent
Yeah.
in the business.
Big time. That's what's
You
happening
know,
right now.
but I mean, if you can get a couple million or a few million, or three, 4 million, I mean, like Jay-Z and them are talking about
wow.
you know, 30, 40,
I hear
50
you.
million.
I hear you.
But hey, give me 5 million, I'm good.
Me too. Give me 1 million and I'll carry your microphones as your roadie. But you know, getting back to what you said, Prince said this a long time ago. Remember about the internet in the 90s, how it was going to change the game.
Yeah.
How it was going to be good for the artists and sometimes not good if you didn't know how to navigate those waters.
See, if you don't know how to take off that classic, because I hate saying old school.
Yeah.
I don't consider
Me
ourselves
too,
old
me
school.
too.
We're
I
classic.
agree. Yeah.
We're classic artists.
Yeah.
You know. But if you don't know how to take off that classic artist hat and put on the hat that's you know that we're supposed to be putting on now as far as business, it can be.
You can get stuck, and you
get stuck in
you
the
can
thing.
get stuck in that rut that way.
Right.
But it's like you said, you have to put on the hat of what's happening around you, like the future and what's going on around you now. You can't
put the
have tunnel
blinders
vision.
on.
Happen.
Exactly.
I
Put
agree.
the blinders on.
I agree with you, Howard.
So that, like I said, that's what we try to do here on Conversations. Also, is drop some knowledge on you. So we'll be right back. Peace.
I'm gonna take you to the voodoo station. Check it out.
Micki free.
Right?
My man.
Let's hit the bone. Back.
Man. So like listen, the talent today.
Yeah.
And like through the years, and I was talking, having a conversation earlier today actually, and through the years, you know, the technology, I believe anyway, has allowed the bar to be lowered so low.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like quality now. You have to really search for it.
Right.
You know, you have to really search for it. There's a lot of stuff out there, but quality stuff and not really quality as far as like, I'm not talking about as far as like you know, as far as their quality and their recording situation.
Right.
But I'm
Production.
just in their production
Natural
stuff.
ability is what you're talking about.
Yeah, and
real
and somebody,
real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I listen to, like if you I have this cat Anderson .Paak.
Yeah.
That's cold blooded.
Yeah,
And then I played you this cat, Ro James, earlier.
Yeah.
Serious artist.
Serious
Who do you
artist.
listen to then when you?
You know, I got my taste.
You
very-
rock, man.
Yeah, I'm rock. I'm blues and rock, funk too.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but Kendrick Lamar's my man.
Yeah.
You know,
Kendrick, I love that stuff.
And I gotta be honest with you, man. I still even dig Akon and what he does, and you know what I'm saying. And he's got that special talent too. But like you just said, these days, you could a rock could go into the studio and make a record, and a good producer could make the rock sound pretty good.
Auto tune,
And all that stuff. So that's hard, you know, to find natural ability and stuff. They have discovered some, and I have seen some bad killer singers on The Voice and American Idol and stuff like that. True talent.
Yeah.
True raw talent.
Definitely.
You know, that one cat that they had on there that sings with Queen now. Adam.
Oh yeah. Adam.
I forgot his last name,
yeah.
but he's smoking.
It's cold blooded. This cat Joshua. What's his name? Joshua Ledette.
Yeah,
I think his
so.
last name was. Amazing talent.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, it's like you really, there's certain things that you really have to search for, especially these days.
Especially now.
And I started like dealing with my whole vinyl collection again.
Oh yeah.
You know.
That's crazy. Yeah, vinyl is a big deal these days.
Yeah,
you know?
it's coming back,
It's a
actually,
big business,
as they say.
You know.
I don't think it'll come back like it was back in the day, because that was the only situation.
It's a trend, I think, too, Howard. It's a trend,
Yeah.
but you know, some people like it. But I will tell you this: David Bowie's last record, Black Star.
I gotta get that.
You got to get it
gotta
on
get it.
vinyl.
Okay.
It's a different experience. It
Okay.
really is when you hear that.
Yeah, I heard a couple people. You're
Oh.
like the second
Oh my God.
or third person that told me that.
Super
that was,
bad record.
I haven't checked it out. Yeah.
Super bad record, and on vinyl it just gives you an experience that's unparalleled to hearing it pure and clean without that crap.
Without that crackle.
You put those headphones on, Howie, and you just go to that zone. Amazing record.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. This,
Vinyl.
I think that the whole music scene today is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, I love the freedom of melody that they have now.
Yeah.
As far as that's concerned, because I mean, you know, vocally, you know, you can go. It comes back in the day. It was like verse, hook, bridge. No, verse, hook, bridge,
chorus or whatever. You know,
And
hook,
vamp,
hook,
and
and
vamp.
and you vamp out. Yeah. Now, as you know, you could do a beat,
Yeah.
a groove through the whole song.
Just loop it.
Loop it.
Loop it.
And as long as you got some kick and lyrics up in there, and your crowd relates to it,
And you got your melody.
you got
that's
your melody.
happening.
Good
And
melody.
that's, you know,
Yeah.
It's real. I mean, the whole thing is real interesting now. I had a chance to work again with Leon Silver.
Oh man.
And Leon
Yeah.
is like always, he's always got his ear to what's happening in the
Yeah.
streets. And he's like, the stuff that we did, a couple of songs that we did, couple tracks we did, man. And Leon, back in the, you work with Leon, right?
I work with Leon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know his
Foster
whole,
brought me to Leon, but I believe he
Okay.
was the one.
so you know his whole.
Of course.
There was a couple of times like back in the day, I went into the studio and Leon started his regimental thing,
Yes.
and we got through about maybe 15, 20 minutes, and I said, Lee, man, I'm not into this today.
Yeah,
Let's go again tomorrow.
I
That's
hear
like,
you, I
cause
hear you.
you know, because he was so
Regimented.
regimented.
And stuck in his way, in his cycle of what he had to do and how he wanted to do it.
Right. But in the end, it was
It
right.
worked.
It was the right way.
Exactly.
Even the songs that we did this time, you know.
And now check it out. Talking about Leon, now you got to go back for a second. The first video that I was ever in. The first video I was ever in, and Dick called it the "This is free." Unofficial video.
Yeah.
Over and over,
Over and
baby.
over.
That's
Over and
still my groove.
Man.
I still love over and over that you
People
did.
try, because I've never done over and over live.
you was killing on that song. That's still one of my favorite Shalamar songs over and over.
That was good.
That was sexy and remember?
That was real good, yeah.
And getting on your black BMW.
Yeah.
It was the first time when I was in the studio with Leon bumping, and we were recording that.
Yeah.
But that reminds me of Leon Silvers at his best, because you know Leon is greatness.
Leon's serious. I mean, as a producer,
writer,
he's one of those cats that you just, I mean, you can sit there and it's like going to school.
Yeah, no doubt.
Other cat like that was like Quincy.
Oh,
Quincy and Leon were two different on two different planes as far as.
And the Richter, well, one being more letting you kind of Quincy say a little bit of what you want to say,
and Leon a little bit more of more regimental.
Like
and
no
you know, but both methods work. You know, I mean, Quincy was like, it really was like going to school, because he would come there, take out his thing, and his whatever the project was, he had his, you know, pamphlet and the whole thing, and this is what we do. Bruce Swedeen sitting there, and they it's like going to school. Whereas Leon was, you know, like I said, a little bit more regimental. Production wise, he allowed a lot of leeway, but you know, as far as like
structure and every day to day, this is what we can do. And then knowing you, if you got you on a bad day and you didn't want to take, you know, that way, I get it. Yeah.
But then as an artist, it was the challenge of it also, to make sure that you could, you know, as far as your discipline is concerned.
Right.
And so that's the way I kind of looked at a lot of stuff too back then. That's cool, man. So listen, we're gonna be right back. We definitely have been blessed enough. I don't call it lucky.
I call it we have navigated those seas quite well, depending on where have we been on the ocean of music and life and the temptations of what went on.
Oh yeah.
Especially us rolling together and what we did. And how you left me when we was in New York. Yes. I'm gonna go right into that. On
Back
how
to that again.
You left me there in New York and made me, because you weren't there to help me and to guide me. I found another girl and got married.
That's your 9th wife.
No, it wasn't. It was my 6th. I think it was my 6th one. And you left me, and so when the judge said when we filed all the papers and stuff, he's reading it like, well, what's the reason?
What's the problem?
What's the problem here? Because Howard Hewett left you.
Oh, I understand that.
I understand that, and he looked at her and said, "No money, no." But you know,
that's funny, man. That's funny.
But it goes back to me of our personal connection.
Yeah.
Brothers to the bone, we back there. That goes above and beyond music.
As far as, you know, the different kinds of projects that we like to do, that we've talked about doing also. And it's for years we've talked about some we've embarked upon it.
Yes.
We always talked about doing the John Bon Jovi,
Richie Sambora kind of a duo,
exactly.
Batman and Robin kind of camaraderie, musical thing.
And and at this point of each of our careers, I think we're able to pick and choose what we want to do, because it's like you work long enough so that you can choose what you want to do.
We don't have to answer to a record company like we used to in the 80s.
Oh man,
I don't want to say in particular who that was.
I know exactly.
Because the shackles are off of us, brother.
So I know.
You know what I'm saying?
So tell me. I mean, what are the differences that you see now as far as the music business, not musically, but the music business, as compared to back in the day?
I mean, for us. In going from the 70s into the 80s, we had support, as we know, from music companies, A&R, that doesn't exist today. Number one, artist development, where they saw something in us that they wanted to pursue to help us go on a path that they thought could sell, of course, ultimately more records for them, but they would develop us as an artist.
As developing. Yeah, right.
That's gone today.
Yeah, that's been gone a long time.
A long time. And people don't understand, and this just might be my take on it, Howie, but when you do shows like The Voice and American Idol and like stuff like that, and Little Steven from the Disciples of Soul, Bruce Springsteen, my friend's bands, we talked about it, and you kind of lose something because you're not paying dues coming up for those. Yeah. It's a one-shot thing now. You know what I mean? It's would I do it? Of course I would. I mean, you're doing 10 million people in one night.
Exactly.
So if you hit that home run, you hit that home run. But if you hit a foul and the record company that picks that American Idol stuff up don't like you, then you're dead. Then you're gone. That one big cat, Stoddard or whoever he was. Remember
Ruben Stoddard.
What happened to him? Yeah. He won it all.
Yeah, but then you have Kelly Clarkson.
And Carrie Underwood. And those are prime examples.
Yeah.
The business is
to me those things, because I tell people now, I mean, if I was 22, 21, 22, 23 years old, I'd be running to The Voice.
I would take it. With a voice like yours, I'd be running too. Imagine me running to The Voice singing. We'd be running away.
But American Idol,
yes.
I'd be running to that because I think it's indicative of what the culture and everything is today.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a fast food thing. It's a fast food situation.
Flavor of the day.
Rainey, my daughter, Rainy Days, she's the one that turned me on to American Idol when it first, and it was the first season. I wouldn't even watch it because they can't. I know people who've been trying to get a career, and they're gonna do it in 15 weeks.
Me too.
And Rainey's like, you're such an elitist. I'm like, I guess so. I didn't know what elitist meant at that time, but I said that's me.
Yeah.
So, but then I think it was the second season, and I saw in a fast food type of way how they were, how they made it was work. They made people work. There was one episode, I think, where, and I think it was the second season, where they had 3 cats that they made it to Hollywood, and the first night in Hollywood they had a limo, which American Idol got them the limo. They had no money to get a limo.
Of course.
They got a limo and went out and partied instead of studying their whole situation. And the next day, 2 of the cats got eliminated. The one cat didn't get eliminated because he begged and begged and pleaded with Paula. I think she was on there at the time.
I mean, for me and you, I mean, you Howard Hewett with the golden voice. So you are what you are, and you will always be that because of your voice and who you are and what you do. You are blessed that way.
Thank God.
And I respect that. For me and you, though, I came up the hard way, Huey, like playing in bars, playing until Gene Simmons found me.
Yeah.
And then that was my American Idol and this and that and this and that. But it's exactly what you said. It's either you make it or you don't on that show. But that's the time for you to shine.
American Idol, if you're hitting 30, 40,
oh my God,
50 million people a night, it's crazy because you just that once when you put your album out, even if you got 1% of that,
that's right.
That's like 5 million or whatever, 5 million people.
But you have to continue.
Or 10% of 50 million.
You got to continue. That's your shot.
Yep. But that's what the whole thing's about.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back again. All right, man.
That was cool. Yeah.
I want to thank my man Micki Free for joining me, the first one. Man, it has been a blast. It's been great.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Howie. I love you, dog.
Man, I love you too, boy.
Brothers to the bone.
Brothers to the bone.
Sing a little bit for me. Just hump some sweetness.
I want to thank our crew too. Everybody. Yeah. Yeah. Conversations, music.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Come on now. I mean, nobody clapping. Somebody been clapping.
Yeah.
That's her new
Could you elaborate? I was like, I just did, Your Honor. Howard left me. And I was at the,
What was the purpose?
he just up and left, sir. And you know me being me, I just didn't know what to do. And I met this girl and
got married
and
six
got
times.
married 6 times, sir. Hey, it's gonna be candid for real. I mean, this is what we do. It ain't gonna be scripted, and we will go there.
Yeah.
Because we are. It's just the way it is. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
This is gonna be a web series of. We're gonna just shit.
2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Everybody. It was
So
brutal.
this segment go from didn't want to be seen with him anywhere. You want to say
Do we have to didn't want to be
Didn't
seen?
wanna
You
be.
bet-
No,
that's
it
not
wasn't
what he
that.
meant.
No, I'm like I know, but I'm
Come
just
on,
trying to
okay.
give you guys a 3-part here. What I want this segment to go. Okay, go from couldn't take him anywhere, couldn't go to the mall. Remember that time at the beach, and then you, Micki, you're like, yeah, Howard, you'll always be leaving me. Remember that time in New York? We were having so much fun.
Okay.
And
Too much
then
information.
Howard got on
You
a
gave
plane.
me too much information now.
Okay, you the boss.
Sorry, I don't mean to be.
No.
What do you mean you don't mean to be?
I don't mean to
The
be.
way you talking, I think
No,
you likes
I think
it.
you're doing a good
I
job.
think you likes it.
I think I drove 200 miles.